والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن أول بيت وضع للناس الذي بمكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. وقد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من زار قبري وجبت له شفاعتي، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. My most respected elders, beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, young friends, very worthy visiting members to our beautiful Jamaat, may the peace, mercy, and the blessings of Almighty Allah fill our hearts. I have recited the verse that reminds that the first sanctuary to be erected for mankind for the purpose of worship is certainly the one in Makkah, Al-Kaaba Sharifah. And so, my brothers and sisters, at this time we are very thankful for the many scores of people who were permitted by Allah to leave our shores and travel to the Holy Land to perform the pilgrimage with all rituals and to have returned by now safely. And we can only hope with your du'as, all Hajj al-Mabrura with Hajj al-Mabrur. The journey to Hajj is indeed a lifelong journey. It leaves you with a lifelong memory. And we are still in the first month of the new Islamic year, the month of Muharram. And I am sure you know that there were many pilgrims who stood up in Arafah, who stood up in the presence of the Kaaba, and their du'as were, "Oh Allah, you make it easy for everyone in my family. You make it easy for everyone in my Jamaat. You make it easy for everyone in my country to be able to stand in front of the Kaaba, to perform tawaf, to circumambulate around the Kaaba. You make it possible for everyone, especially those who make the effort to leave their homes and come out to the mosque. They spend time in tilawat al-Quran, dhikr, and they strive for the deen of Allah. Oh Allah, you make it easy for them that one day it becomes possible. Allah chooses to accept the dua of one of such persons praying. Inshallah, it will happen. But there must be changes. You may do it as well. Allah will bring about such changes, allowing you to be favored and to visit the Holy Kaaba. My friends, from the very beginning, get into Ihram. Ihram wearing two pieces of cloth, two sheets on stitch. There is no hem. When you buy a piece of cloth and it begins to ravel, You either search it or you give it to him to prevent traveling. The garments that you wear in Ihram, get it ready for pilgrimage, must not be with stitches. If it travels, then fit it, but you will not stitch it. No pockets, no sewing, no style and design. It makes you feel as humble as ever. Meek as a lamb. Forcefully, your gaze is being lowered. You feel so humble, being that you are accustomed wearing all the lovely garments with all the latest fashion and style. You go to the store, you look in for a shirt that doesn't suit you. You want something latest fashion, enough buttons, it must have enough pockets, your pants, pockets everywhere, at the side, at the front, at the back. You want it must look well. Nothing is wrong in that. You have your ambition, get it ready for Hajj. You will now covered with 2 pieces of sheep. That's all, not third piece. Your gaze goes lower in humility. You now get it ready. You are reminded of your shroud, that which is being used for wrapping the body when the soul departs. And now the body has no other value but to be put into Mother Earth. When you wear that, you look at yourself, and reality creeps in. What about all the lovely clothes you're accustomed to wearing, suit? What you are doing, undoubtedly, this you are doing not because it's any rule of any government or president. It's not the rule of an imam. You are doing it for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your movements are being restricted. Your hands cannot move as freely as they were when you would wear a shirt with a stitch sleeve. The way you sit, it has to be most carefully done. You are wearing 2 pieces of cloth on stitch. It's a bizarre, a lungi, and a sheet over your shoulders. SubhanAllah. You are in Germany, which is not a Muslim country. You are in airline, Lufthansa. You are ready to board, but you are here from a distance. The questions being posed to the lady, where is your mahram? Where is your mahram? You are in Germany. You're not in Cheddars yet. You are not in the Saudi Airlines. Where is your mahram? That is when the people begin to grow quickly. It's no longer ladies in front of me any time. The lines will rearrange. Each one taking on brother, the husband, the son, father. You're grouping now with your mahram. That is the requirement in order to board the aircraft to go for the pilgrimage. And people must wake up to reality. That's a condition. You must go there with your mahram. Never mind what you hear anybody says. These are the rules of Allah, and by all means, if you are doing that for the pleasure of Allah, His rules have to be followed. It's only for the pleasure of Allah. SubhanAllah, you boarded such an aircraft, and everybody, 350 people, 400 people, all in Ihram, chanting the same words. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. You have left your family behind, your homes, you have left your peoples and all your belongings. There is no time to think about that. Now everybody dressed like that, and everybody recited. You concentrate on the meaning of what you are saying. Oh Allah, President, here I am. You have not yet reached, but it means here I am coming. I'm on my way. I am coming to you. I am coming at your service. And you are reminded, oh Allah, here I have been invited. I am on my way. I am coming. And all you wish for, Allah, take me there safely. So much can happen before you actually arrive. This is your burning desire. Oh Allah, that nothing goes wrong. You will take me there to your holy land safely. I have already done it. I have made intention, I have made the effort. Here I am. It's now for you to take me safely, give me good health, that I can perform the rituals and have Hajj Mabrur. That's all in your mind. And even if moments pass that you forget and you stop, others will remind you, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. It's no time for talks. Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, you will recite in the Talbiyah. And we will remember when pilgrims would recite the Talbiyah and all the objects, even though we deem them being inanimate, they begin to recite Talbiyah. And then others will hear it, they begin to recite until Pura Dunya, the whole world is engaged in Talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Everywhere in the world against the far, Talbiyah is being recited until the time comes when the captain on board would announce, welcome. It means something to you. Welcome to all the pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Tell you something. SubhanAllah. It reminds you of this what you read, where Allah has placed a built-in aura of dignity for the whole of humanity towards the Holy Power. Everyone, the one who is making that announcement is surely not a Muslim. The airlines in which you are traveling is Lufthansa. But you are being welcomed honorably. Welcome to all the pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. SubhanAllah, Allah has made it a place of dignity, and you will see that every step you go. There is not a moment left without someone or group of people, no matter how small it may seem, day or night, 12 midnight, 2 in the morning, 3 moments before the prayer, the adhan. There is not a moment left except that there is someone, there are some people, small groups are performing the tawaf, and there are some who observe very much more than others. Even the birds, you will notice while you sit and you await the prayer, the birds are also in their flights, as if they are circumambulated around the Kaaba. At times you would see one who would be cut across. He would do that also. But he would not fly in the opposite direction, but in the same direction in which the pilgrims would perform the tawaf. You see them round and round. I have never seen birds flying above the roof of the Holy Kaaba. Look how they take a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It tells us something, and He is indeed very great. And you will remember how the birds took their command from Allah. The birds appeared from the ocean, destroying the people, the companions of the elephant, carrying the little camels. Where did they get their command from? It is from Allah. You will look and see pigeons in thousands. You know what is amazing? Online, you have a dozen or two or score of pigeon in your roof. It becomes contaminated, the roof becomes soil. Everywhere you see droppings. But pigeons in both the Haramain, both the Makkah and Medina, 1,000, and you will never see droppings anywhere on the tiles, nor on your clothes. Look how these creatures, they take a command from Allah. You remember the fish, the whale that swallowed Prophet Yunus, making him a mouthful? It was the command of Allah to the fish, you are not to consume his flesh, now smash his bones, and order from Allah to a fish. But we have made your belly only a prison for him. Look how these creatures take it. How come they command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Again, we have been reminded about Israelites who refused to go and fight. They came back to Jerusalem and said to Moses, you go and fight, we stay right here. We will stay right here. Look how Allah taught them a lesson. He kept them wandering in an area only 10 miles. 10 square miles for 14 years, and they could not have reached their homes and their hometown. Each time they set out, When it became evening, they became tired, they went to rest, they ended up right where they started. And there were no big walls. There were no burglar groups. When Allah wants to make a person in prison, the air, the atmosphere, the sky, the earth does it all. No need for handcuffs. Be careful. At times, Allah, if He so wants, He can make your own very home, which you have constructed, you have built. He can make that for you a prison. It becomes restless for you. Allah gives the command. He gives the command. Everything in the universe takes its command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the one we worship. Everywhere we worship, in every part of the world. And subhanAllah, my beloved brothers and sisters, what arriving there at Makkah, you know it, it's the best possible land. And the very first sight that one can give to the Kaaba is the deed of marvel. Ever since you heard about the Kaaba Sharifah, you learned in Makkah, whether or not you understood what you were saying. وَأَنَا مُتَوَجِّهًا إِلَى جِهَةِ الْكَعْبَةِ الشَّرِيفَةِ. Your Makkah teacher say it like this: وَأَنَا مُتَوَجِّهٌ إِلَى جِهَةِ الْكَعْبَةِ الشَّرِيفَةِ إِلَى جِهَةِ الْكَعْبَةِ الشَّرِيفَةِ. And I turned my face towards the direction of the honorable Kaaba. Ever since you have learned it from small, you stood up in prayer, sunnah, farad, nafil, you turn to the direction of Kaaba. You can't believe it. You are now standing in front of that most sacred, beautiful structure. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. You cannot complete gratitude and thanks to Allah. Oh Allah, of all the people, yes, you have brought me here. Shukran laka ya Allah. Words cannot come out of your mouth. They are not sufficient. You weep internally. You stand up there and you are amazed. It's the holy Kaaba, towards which we turn for prayer, right for our country in Trinidad, Tobago, and wherever we are. That's the place Allah has brought me. And when you finish and you go back after the month is over, that's the place you will be facing for the rest of your life. And when you shall die, we no more. Your Salat al-Janazah will be performed by those facing that exact place. It means something to you. It's time now to show your honor. It's time now for Tawaf al-Qudum, which is called Tawaf of Arrival. You're going around. It's not about taking a book or page in front of you. Whatever to that point you have learned, whatever you have memorized, whatever you have in your account, that's what you see. There is no need for any specific supplication, no need to cram anything. Whatever you know with all the sincerity, you say that and you go on. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. And you will go wrong, you are performing the work with the utmost sincerity. Then you are so grateful that Allah has brought you there to that place. SubhanAllah. You look at Maqam Ibrahim. Each time you reach a point in your 7 rounds, you look at Maqam Ibrahim. That stone is now secured inside of the glass case. You cannot see it unless perhaps you go very close. But there is no need. It has nothing to do with the acceptance or non-acceptance of your hand. Even touching the walls of the Kaaba, if you can, mashallah. But just remember Allah looks at you. And while you perform your duty, remember all these people who have come, they have come for the same purpose. They are the guests of Allah. You are to know that now you have to do things which you never read in books. While performing tawaf or being to inside of Safa and Marwa, there are times when you have to slow down. There are times when we have to speed up. There are times when you have to shift to the right, shift to the left. There are times when you have to cringe, humble, just give it away to other people, lest you may cause harm to anybody. In that crowd, there are people, males, females, young, old, sick. You do not want during your performance that you cause any hurt, any harm to anyone. For everyone there is equally the servant of Allah. And for what reason? When someone returns from Makkah, from Hajj, one of the first questions, did you touch the Kaaba? What is that? Did you touch the Kaaba? My brothers and sisters, be believed. It's not about physically touching the Kaaba with your hands. Touching the Kaaba with your heart is sufficient. Or vice versa. When the Kaaba can touch your heart, that is what is required. Tell me what Allah wants when you have to push with your elbow in front of somebody and force your way to touch the Kaaba, and worse, to come back and say, I have touched the Kaaba. That's bad. To come back and say, I have touched the Kaaba. Touch the Kaaba with your heart. And while you do the rituals, know that everyone who has come here, they are equally the guests of Allah. Do not harm them. You don't know by slowing down, by turning to the right, preaching. In order to give comfort to someone, that can be your Hajj. That Allah can look at and give you the full marks for it. That's how Allah works. You never know what small deed we can look at and accept. Now the time comes to perform the 2 rakats, which is wajib. They are wajib in Maqam Ibrahim. Still, at this point, you see people with ignorance. They insist that they must stay right there at that point, Maqam Ibrahim. How is it possible for millions of people to do the same thing? While the guards are saying, they don't know English. They keep saying, hurry, 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 move, go on. Kulma. Masjid al-Maqam Ibrahim. All of here you could pray, some people are stubborn. They give a hard time to the guards. But you know better. Anyway, in the vicinity, you can find a place to quickly perform 2 rakats. And there are some people who apparently, discretion is nowhere in their dictionary. You are performing 2 rakats, my God. Are you going to read half of Surah Yasin? And then you make a dua that is so lengthy. What about other people? Muslims are supposed to be filled with wisdom, right? Brimming with wisdom. Allah accepts very little from us when we do it honestly and sincerely, and because we exercise wisdom and care to others, He can give us full marks and not 100. That's how Allah gives in abundance. SubhanAllah, you must go and drink some water. What comes to the mind? This is not just water. It is not ordinary water. You drink it with so much of honor and love. As we are told, Ma'u Zamzam bima shuribala. The water of Zamzam is for whatever intention it is drunk with. Allah gives it to you. And drinking this for special guidance. Allah gives it to you, even though it may be after some time. This is the water that Allah miraculously produced to save the life of a mother and son. Mother Hagar and Ismail alayhi salam, and mashallah, look at the world of people. They drink, they perform wudu, they take bath, people stop their head to the mosque. They use it. It's found everywhere. Big pipelines, pumps, push the water away to Medina. There is no need to carry Zamzam from Makkah to Medina. You can have the same supply. It never finishes. And now, any airline leaving the Holy Land during the season of Hajj must sign a contract where they must agree to bring a gallon of water for each pilgrim. Look, that's up. They are not Muslim airlines. They must bring a gallon of water. They cannot refuse. And you know how it is traveling in aircraft? No more than 3 or 5 ounces. But they must bring that water for the pilgrims. Every year people bring. They go for Hajj, they bring. They go for Umrah, they bring some water. It's never finished. It never comes to an end. That's the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so my beloved brothers and sisters, Hajj, most of all, it teaches the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you stand up in Arafah and you make the du'as, you make dua, is there anybody else I can make dua for? You have all the time, you pray, you make dua for everyone. Your friends, your supporters, Even those who apparently are not your supporters have a big heart, you will follow. Those who are alive, those who are born, and when you cannot remember names, you will call, oh Allah, we ask you for all the good that was asked of you by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for me and for all family members, for all the members in the Jamaat, and for all the Muslims in my country. Allah accepts. And if people make dua to Allah, you take the Muslims who desire and really deserve it to visit your land, you take them to your holy land one day. If this has to be accepted, then the price has to be right. The price that one pays to go to Makkah Mukarramah has to be right. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will answer the call. He will answer our call. And it's our desire that the day will come when one day there will be an aircraft leaving the airport and flying straight to Jeddah. Everyone chanting Talbiyah, the entire aircraft, all carrying pilgrims from our country, and they are landed in Jeddah. Inshallah, it can happen with unity, with togetherness, with our wish and our effort together. It will happen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is indeed very great. My brothers and sisters, you can go Hajj in every aspect. It teaches us that we work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whatever we can do, wherever we are in the world, no matter how long would pass, after we have performed the Hajj, whatever we do it for Allah. Whatever is being done for the pleasure of Allah, I dare to give it full support. For example, I heard an announcement being made, Khatmul Quran on Sunday. Khatmul Quran. What is Khatmul Quran? Where the Quran is being read with its entirety. Isn't the Quran the word of Allah, the book of Allah? Isn't it pleasing to Allah to have the Quran read? Then you should be asking one another wherever you meet them, am I seeing you on Sunday? When all people are invited, don't let it pass like that. Give up whatever little other commitment you have. It's 10 in the morning, half 10, you come. Read and encourage others to come. When the Quran is being read like this, it brings special lessons and forgiveness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward us all, and may this message make sense to me and to you. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'anil azim wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikril hakim.